Should registered sex offenders pay an annual fee to help maintain the state's sex offender registry? Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess and this is Comcast Newsmakers coming to you from the state capitol in Lansing. Joining me now is Senator Rick Jones, a Republican from the 24th District. Thank you so much for joining us.
Sure.
So you are of the mindset that state registered sex offenders should not only pay the fee that they are required to now one time, but if they are going to stay on the registry, and I'm not sure how long that requirement is that they do, you would like to see them pay a fee each and every year.
Yes, we have some offenders in Michigan that are on for 15 years, some 25, and some for life, depending on the degree of the crime. So I want it maintained by the people on the list. I don't want the money to come out of the state police budget. Why should taxpayers pay when the offender can pay a yearly fee? Certainly $50 a year is not that much.
So these are folks who already are required to, once they're placed on the registry, pay a one-time fee of $50, correct?
Yes, and they're required to report in every year. These are convicted felons.
And would the $50 a year be enough then to maintain this registry at no cost to taxpayers?
Yes, it would. It would produce over $1 million a year, and that's a lot of money out of the state police budget.
Yes, it absolutely is. And as long as we're talking about some legislation that you are in charge of, if you will, yes. You have also introduced a bill that is currently in the House being considered that would change some of the loopholes that exist, some of the laws that have to do with school employees having sex with their students. Right now, it is forbidden for some, but once a child is 18, the loophole is that it's not against the law.
Yes, you know, in Michigan law, when you have power and authority over someone, you may not have consensual relations with them. An example in law would be a prison guard or a jail officer. Well, everybody thought teachers were included. Unfortunately, the loophole was the age 18. Now, many students are still in high school at 18, and so we want to plug that loophole and make sure that it doesn't happen. It has occurred at 3 different times I'm aware of. One was in Ionia, where a student hit 18. The next day, the teacher removed the student, took the student to a motel room all day. In Byron Center, they had an example where there was allegation of multiple offenses, and they had to pay the teacher $100,000 to leave, taxpayer money, because there was no offense. Another one was in Saginaw. Prosecutors Association brought this to my attention. The teacher was giving A's for participation. This absolutely has to stop, and that's what we're seeking to do with this legislation.
And are we almost there? Does it look like it's getting bipartisan support and it's something that may happen?
Bipartisan. It passed overwhelmingly in the Senate. It's now in the House.
Is there a next step? Is there, you know, we've got teachers in high school. You mentioned the prison guards, anybody who has power and authority. Do we take this then to a college level where you have college professors and their students perhaps under this law as well eventually?
Well, certainly I think that's something that should be looked at. But in this legislation, I'm seeking simply to plug the gap for high school students.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for joining us. Today's Comcast Newsmaker was Senator Rick Jones, a Republican from the 24th District.